Tommy,
Duds, what's going on, dude? Yeah, you gonna wear
feeling
that?
sad?
Are you gonna wear that headset?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I got. It
Oh,
is
dude, we
what it is.
gotta we gotta start over. I said,
Yeah, this isn't the that I have on right now either. So,
oh yeah. Well, what
uh,
else you got? You wearing a on right now?
no, I've got my firefighter shorts on that I've been
Sick,
wearing.
dude. Let's see him.
Nah,
Come on, dude. Give us a spin. All right, so you're feeling sad. What's going on, dude?
interview me. Uh, Nothing. Just we've got person unemployed here and another person with a weird made up internet job
So when you say here, what do you mean? Are you talking about here, like right
in
now?
this virtual with us.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, I'm not unemployed, so
Right. But I'm just saying, you got a weird internet job that's made up.
yeah, for sure. I mean, it's, whatever, it's I got a 401k that comes with it and, it's weird. It's a weird job where I don't have to leave my house, you know. But, it beats being unemployed. Or maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Sometimes I'd rather be unemployed,
Yeah,
you know.
not me.
Dude, and you have a house, so that's pretty cool,
Yeah, it's all right.
you know.
The air conditioning took a dump last night. That was $100 for somebody to tell me that it was fine.
Yeah. And what'd you do? Put some new Freon in it?
No, his sensor tripped. I think I told you this, but the some sort of sensor's built into it when it has a huge load on it, and the load sensor went off, and then it shuts off the compressor so it doesn't tax the system, and it started blowing hot air.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
And AC.
Churchwell came out and took a look, told me that for $100, and that's why I was like, I'm gonna become an electrician, dude.
Right.
Simple
Yeah.
as that. I can
Oh,
do
yeah,
that.
for sure. Yeah, and then when your shitter goes out, then you can learn how to be a plumber, you know?
Well, we're gonna have electronic toilets soon that rocket our dumps
True.
via electricity instead of gravity.
Are airplane toilets, they don't really run on plumbing, do they? Because there's no
I
water.
don't know. I think about that every time I take a piss in an airplane.
Yeah, it's just kind
Like,
of,
there's just a tank of everyone's poopy, and,
is
and
it
it's
is it a tank or does it fly out of the airplane?
no shot, no shot. They're
You don't
just
think so?
spraying everybody with shit, piss, and vomit.
Yeah, but it would vaporize. If you're at 40,000 feet
Yeah,
going
but that's not the point.
half the speed of sound, and you
We don't
drop
know.
dookie into the environment, surely it just disappears.
That's what you think until, I mean, I don't know. Rain makes its way down from not too far underneath that.
Yeah. Dude, I've had some shits that are just so rock hard that hurt coming out
Yeah,
that there's no way they're fucking.
yeah, dude. It's just raining baseball dookies on people's heads.
Hell yeah, dude.
Uh, I love that. It's like when you're a little kid, you're like, they definitely just, you hit that button and it just re-shits out of the plane.
Yeah, that's what I assumed, but I don't know.
It's like,
So
if that was the case, they should just have a hole under the toilet in the airplane. You hit flush and the hole opens. You can see out of the plane.
well, dude, it sounds when those toilets flush, it almost sounds like they've opened a door on the airplane. It's
Right.
fucking loud.
I think it's got to be pressurized because there's not like a big gravity system. I don't know. Just guess.
Oh, dude, I mean, I don't know. That's why you need to become an airplane scientist, an airplane mechanic.
Dude, I sat next to a pilot on the way to New York this past weekend. Uh, he was like in like a pilot suit or whatever. So a couple minutes go by, and I'm just like, hey, what is your function on this airplane? And he was like, oh, I'm flying to work right now. Apparently, he works for the private industry. So
Mm.
like he charters private jets for, I don't know if that's the right word, charters, but he pilots private planes for billionaires, is what he said. Uh, and he was flying to,
And they had him sit in fucking coach?
yeah, yeah.
God
And he
damn.
he was so he was an English soccer player. He had an accent who came to the States to play soccer and then got married in college in some, I think it was Wichita, Kansas, and then uh like got into piloting and works 1 week on, 1 week off. And but I like picked his brain. I could tell it was super annoying to him. He was pleasant, but I had tons of questions. One being, are you more nervous about the takeoff or the landing? And he said, the landing, undoubtedly, the landing. He's like, takeoff usually always goes fine. It's hard to screw up.
Mm.
And then when we landed, he was like, that one was a little rough because
Jeez.
they got to like wheelie the airplane. Think about that. They got to land the airplane in a wheelie and then bring down the nose.
Yeah, like a nose manual almost.
Well, no, a nose manual would be nose first. This is a manual.
Ah, dude, whatever. I'm not Tony Hawk. Whatever, dude.
Which is wild to think about. It's just like I, I've said this before, but like the fact that traveling by airplane tends to go in our favor the vast majority of the time,
Mm.
you know? And
Yeah.
it's just like you think that would get screwed up more often.
Yeah, I mean, is it too soon to talk about what happened on the other side of the globe a couple of months ago?
In India,
In India, dude. You know, they if this guy says that the landing is by far the hardest part, I mean, how badly did that pilot fuck up?
I have no idea what happened.
Oh, dude, you gotta look at it. You gotta look it up, man. Yeah, I mean, they didn't even make it 200 feet into the air, and this, plane crashed in.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's just there's like kind of crappy footage about it. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's information overload. I can't pay attention to everything for that long. It's
yeah,
brutal.
yeah. And the crazy thing about that too, about the Air India thing, is that the whole building didn't collapse at fall speed, which is
Yeah.
fascinating.
Uh-huh.
It's
Yeah.
fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was at the World Trade Center. We went to the top of it and looked out, and
Wait, when was this? 1990?
no, 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 no. This past weekend when we were in New York. Yeah, we were walking downtown and we're like, oh, let's go into the World Trade Center. And Claire was like, Danny, I will do this, but you have got to keep your mouth shut. Like you're not allowed to start running your mouth in there. Uh,
So did you have a tour guide or
no,
you
we
just walked
paid
in?
basic, take an elevator up, get off.
So you didn't, there was nobody there that you could ask, hey, does jet fuel melt steel
Right.
beams?
I'm sure they deal with that all the time.
Yeah,
I'm sure they deal with that all the time. You could see in every direction. And like Manhattan's freaking fascinating. Because like when you're up that high, you can get a good view of everything at once, more or less everything at once. And
yeah,
then like if you zoom in on any one microscopic piece of that view, like there's still activity all the way down to like a freaking tile on a sidewalk.
right.
There's like something going on in every little piece of it,
Oh, dude, it's nuts because from that high up, people look like ants. They look
right?
tiny. But then if you zoom in even farther, there's actual ants, you know?
Yo, and like when you're in a place like that, like I found myself like frothing over, like you're so close to like extreme amounts of wealth in a place like that. Like bum on the corner, like laying in his own piss, but it's at the bottom of a building. And
Mhm.
like at the top, there's like a billionaire who made his money selling ad space on porn sites or some weird, obscure, made up thing.
Or yeah, or it could be the guy who created that website Bum Fights. It could be him who's living in there and he's got some bum living outside his front door. And you don't see that in the suburbs. You don't see bums,
Right.
you know.
Well, there are some in liberal Norman.
Yeah,
There's bums every.
but not outside somebody's front door.
Right, right, right.
You know what I mean? In
Yeah,
Norman, they've got places to go. But in New York City, you can't get away. Everybody's just trapped in the same. There's no space.
yeah.
There's no
And
space.
I think I told you about Tony Macaroni. We were on the train and like, I don't know, we probably took 30 trains in 3 days, just going everywhere. But there's this, there's all sorts of characters, and Tony Macaroni's on the train dancing for everybody, explaining to us that don't worry, Yahweh has us all covered. Don't worry, my name is Tony Macaroni. Macaroni, and they always like point up at the sky at some point. And I remember there was this dude with a Yankee fitted Timberlands on,
Mhm.
hasn't changed his style in 25 years, just staring at this guy like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude?
Now, was Tony Macaroni, you think he was a New York, born and raised New York native, or you think he was just
Who
coming
knows?
around?
Yeah, who knows, dude?
And
That
Timberland's
place,
fitted. He's definitely New York born and raised.
yeah, that guy I'm saying, yeah, he is.
Definitely.
Puerto Rican dude, fitted, Tim's on.
Oh yeah.
Tony Macaroni was just nuts. So there's no telling.
Yeah, I mean, with a name like Tony Macaroni, he certainly sounds like a crazy person,
Yeah, it's wild. Like you'd think his
character.
parents would be like, yo, his last name's Macaroni. Maybe we shouldn't name him Anthony. It's like they came from a long line of macaroni makers from Italy, I imagine.
Yeah, well, probably not from Saudi Arabia. I would definitely. Italy's more likely. Yeah. Second
But
option, maybe Sicily, but certainly somewhere over there, somewhere by the boot. Oh, I see the dog in the background. What's your dog's
mhm,
name?
you've known my dog for years. I see you have a gray shirt on. So do you like the color gray? Um,
Dude, it's
but
not
yeah, we
even
saw
gray, it's
tons of
black.
crazy people, dude.
It's
New
black and
York's
white.
wild. And it's just like, of course, when you condense that amount of people, you're going to get a higher concentration of insane people.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, New York's crazy, dude. It's fucking dirty, it's disgusting, and it's going in the shitter real quick. And you spent what,
But
two
it's
days
also
there?
not, you know what I mean? Like it's gotten much better since the 80s and 90s. It's cleaned up a ton. Violence has gone down.
You
And
think New
like
York has
it's
gotten better since Friends was taped?
for sure. The 90s are historically violent in New York City. And it's like ever since 9/11, it's gotten much safer, it's cleaner. But like to your point, so you say it's getting worse, but it's like it's also getting better at the exact same time. There's more like there's more wealth there. And I'm not saying that that's like great for everyone, but like for some amount of people, it is a stellar place to live.
Oh yeah, it's good for the wealthy people, that's for sure.
Yeah, but you could say that about any place, I guess. But I don't know. Why don't they just buy crypto or
Who, poor,
sell ad space?
who, poor people?
Yeah.
Yeah, they should. I mean, they should
Why don't
really.
they just get a weird internet job where they try to make a podcast at noon on a Monday?
Yeah, I mean, they should. I don't know why they're not doing it, you know? I think if you're poor, what you should do is go to the Apple store, buy a MacBook, go rent an apartment, find a couple of friends and, just start a podcast or, get a weird internet job. It's not that hard, you know. You just gotta get off your fucking ass, quit being lazy, put the drugs down, and make something of yourself. God damn it. So I don't know. But I think it's we have to have poor people. I think it's a necessity.
Yeah. I know. I heard something the other day that like the percentage of poor people per capita hasn't changed. Like new millionaires are created every day, but like as wealth grows, like poverty is proportionate to that. Like there's always going to be a certain percentage of rich people and then a much larger percentage of have-nots.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that doesn't change based on wealth creation.
No, and it's all relative. And you know what's crazy? To some people, you and I are considered poor people when you think about it. Like
Yeah.
for people who just have fuck you money and, have whatever they want, they look at us and be like, God damn, dude, it must be hard for those guys. And then, there's people out in parts of the world that, look at us and be like, man, those guys are rich, man. They put on a clean t-shirt every day. Those people are rich.
Yeah. So what do you do with that information?
I don't know. Not much really.
Yeah. Try to
Constantly,
get richer.
constantly strive for more, um, always, have a little bit of just being ungrateful for what you have, you know. That's the American dream, just try to get richer and, you know, I kind of base, my level of self-worth, I compare it to the amount of people that I can stick my nose up at. So just try to,
I heard that somewhere that like happiness is directly correlated to people's position within their immediate friend group.
oh
So
God,
like if you're doing better than your friends, you're way more likely to be happy, which is why it's so easy to find happy at alcohol find happiness at Alcoholics Anonymous because it's a room full of losers.
right. Dude, it's so true. It's so true. But that's
You just
also that's
immediately you're on a pink cloud of sobriety, but what it actually is you're sitting next to someone dying from alcoholism.
but isn't that also a terrifying concept that your level of whatever it is, self-worth or whatever is based on who the most successful person is in your friend group? It almost feels like, fuck, dude, if that's true, it's like, are we friends with these people or do we just want to look like Mr. Hotshot, you know? You know what I'm saying?
Um,
It's like, is everything just a social comparison?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm just trying to pay my mortgage and not blow my head off.
Bro.
It's not always that bleak, but you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, dude. I
Yeah.
don't know. My good friends are just people who get it.
Yeah.
There are also people who don't ask too much of me.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's a threshold where it's like, all right, that's all I've got to give.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, for sure. Figure it out, Figure it out. Come back to me when you've grown up. That's what I always say, you know. So, yeah, man. So, well, good deal, dude.
Yeah, I'm flipping around this coin that I got. You can't see it, I'm sure, but that's St. Patrick's Cathedral
Oh, nice,
in
dude.
New York. We went to this ancient Catholic church. I mean, just like bugged out. I think I texted you that when we were there. How odd this is, this
Yeah,
old Catholic church.
yeah, it's pretty cool, huh? Pretty
It's
old.
awesome. It was super fascinating in a lot of different directions. Beautiful, but also horrifying.
What was horrifying about it?
Just, I mean, one of the first things that went through my head is I wonder how many little boys were sexually assaulted inside of this building. I mean, get real, you know what I mean? Certainly more
Oh,
than
for sure.
one.
Yeah.
And, there's people there praying in tears that are just like completely transformed by the experience of being there.
Right.
But then on the flip side of that, like every corner of the building is like honoring some saint. And it's like this sainthood ship. It's odd. It's so odd because it's like there's already a dude at the top, half man, half God. It's like, all right, I'll give you that one, provided the whole religion is based on that. Like if we have to define definables or indefinables, then I'll give you that one. But then underneath that, there's like a bunch of also rad people. I've never met anyone who's not corrupt to some extent.
Yeah, me neither. I can agree with you there, you know. And I've met a lot of people who are outwardly super holy. You know, they'll go out in the public, they'll, watch what they say, they'll, do nice things when people are looking and all that good stuff. But then, later on in the day, they find a little dark corner of the bedroom to hide in, and they're doing, not so righteous things, So I've never met anybody who doesn't have some sort of corruption. you know. And I think that's one of the requirements. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be making this up, but I think one of the requirements to be canonized is that you can never have sinned. Maybe I'm making that up.
Yeah, but like in the Bible, Jesus is the only one who hasn't sinned. So it's like I thought we said there are no non-sinners except the one.
Yeah, that's also true. I believe. I believe that's also true. I believe that that was the whole point of him dying on the cross was because everybody's a
Right.
sinner.
And then like you talk about it's just like there's all these weird people in positions of power because of their sainthoodship,
Hmm.
you know? And like every corner of that building has a place to donate
Oh
and
yeah.
tithe. And it's just like, you know,
Yeah, it
what is
sucks.
this?
Yeah, the whole thing sus, man. I don't like it. You know that. It's there's this church I went to not too long ago, one of those rock and roll churches, you know, just it's a very interesting thing. But, before they hand the basket around and ask people to put money in, they play a video of like some starving kids in Africa, and it's super sensationalized, and I don't like it. I just don't like it, you know. But what are you gonna
I
do?
don't know. I think it does more good than harm, probably.
Yeah, dude, you tell that to the, years and years of little boys at St. Patrick's Cathedral.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. How do you quantify good and bad? I don't know. But subjectively, I know people that had crappier lives
Before
they
the
were
church, before Jesus?
before they were made new, and now
Um,
they have a better life. And it's like I that maybe that's anecdote, but
no, I
what am
think
I
there's
supposed
something
to
to
do?
it.
Ignore it?
No, I think there's something to it. And I think ultimately, like anything else in this world, just ignore all the negative and just focus solely on the positives, and you'll be all right. You know, you'll be okay.
Yeah, yeah. Hope is the most important thing,
Yeah,
more than truth.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, and positivity, man. You just gotta be positive. You know, you got.
The back of this coin says Pilgrims of Hope. What does that mean? They're just going around.
Yeah, they're just carrying hope, It's like you know, they're pretty much, just bringing hope around.
A person who journeys to a sacred place for religious reasons. Travel or wander, spreading hope. I like that, dude. You put it on a gold coin, you sell it for $4 in the lobby.
Yeah, yeah, they got your money. Did you light a candle while you were there?
No taxes either. No, I didn't. No.
That's all right. No worries. You know, another cool church in New York City is the church on Wall Street that makes a appearance in the blockbuster movie National Treasure.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Um, it's
The
a
Fed?
it's a movie with Nicolas Cage
No, I know what
where
that
he
movie
has to
is.
steal the Declaration of Independence. Well, at the end of that movie, spoiler warning, at the end of that movie, they have to go to Trinity Church, it's called, on Wall Street in New York City. And yeah, it's just a really cool church. I was in New York sometime, I don't know, 2010, 2011, during the Occupy Wall Street movement. And yeah, we were camped we were well, not we. I wasn't part of, that group of lunatics, but I stopped by and hung out for I think I drank a couple of 40-ounce beers with some people right outside of the church, Trinity Church on Wall Street.
Yo, there's no better way to create impact than to like sit on the sidewalk outside and drink malt liquor.
Yeah.
Like that's definitely how you create change in this world.
Yeah, that is the
That must be why there's so many homeless people getting drunk on these billionaires' doorsteps.
Well, they're just trying to enact social change, and that's where
Right.
it starts. Where it starts, the catalyst for any sort of, meaningful and impactful movement is, drinking a 40 ounce of, disgusting malt liquor
Right.
on the
And
sidewalk.
like a good accelerator would be to like shit your pants while you're doing it and
Right,
not clean it up. Just sit there and
right,
like smell like shit and piss while drinking.
right. Yeah, that's a good accelerator. Difficult to do. What a lot of people like to opt for. Instead, also a really good accelerator is to harass pedestrians walking up and down the street. Uh,
Tony Macaroni.
yeah, super effective. So well, that's good, man. Yeah, it sounds like you had a good trip to New York City.
It was good, but
And you
it's like
you stayed where? You stayed
we were in South Chelsea, Northwest Village.
okay. Now is that north or south of Ho?
It is north.
No Ho? Nice. That's awesome.
No. No one says that there. They do say Soho, but not a ton of people are saying no ho.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
But yeah, we went all over. We went all over Williamsburg. We went to Chinatown, Little Italy, Midtown,
Did you see the boys when you were out in Williamsburg?
the boys.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. They wear the hats, the nice suits. They got the dreadlocks.
No, I don't know who that is.
They're all over Williamsburg. The boys.
We were there pretty early. We watched the sunrise on the pier in Williamsburg, which isn't really a sunrise as it is just light rays hitting Manhattan skyline. But it was beautiful. And yeah, it was cool. But we went we were in Chinatown and it's like, yo, what a wild place. We are like walking by this one storefront. There's this, I'm guessing Chinese if we're in Chinatown, but an Asian man, and he's like unloading all this produce and he's shirtless and he's like ripped, like tiny ripped, He's just been unloading produce for 70 years.
Jackie Chan ripped, yeah.
Yeah, no shirt, sweating balls, and he's got a cigarette hanging out the end of his mouth as far as it'll hang, you know?
Classic.
And he's just like sweating on this produce, ashing his cigarette on this produce. Every single restaurant on that street has a C rating in their window.
Fuck yeah. And it's
And it's just like,
absolutely packed.
what a wild place. I will take two lo mein, please.
Yeah, you can't beat the prices, you know. So did were you guys able to visit any of the Canal Street vendors?
No, We didn't hang out there. We were on Canal last year, so we
Yeah.
just yeah, we got out of there. But we did spend a lot of time in the West Village, which is a beautiful place. It's like not necessarily always on a grid, and there's just a lot of like places to eat and stuff like that. And it's not as crazy as Midtown, but it's still interesting.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's cool. That's super cool. And you told me that you went to a show at Gotham Comedy Club.
Hmm.
That's fun. You know, always good to see some comedy when you're in New York City. So that's good.
Yeah, it was badass. I don't think I told you this, but so I like picked seats. I picked the closest ones to the stage, and I didn't know that like I would be able to reach out and touch the comic. Like it couldn't have been closer. So we sit down, and my wife is not pleased. She's like, "This is my literal nightmare." She's like, "I'm afraid these comics are gonna try to talk to us." I'm like, "Ah, we're good. Not everyone does crowd work." And as soon as the host comes on stage, his first thing he does is turn to us. And he's like, "Where are you guys from?" And we, and it's fine. I'm happy to chat with the guy, yada yada. And he turns to Claire and he's like, "So what do you do?" And my wife, like, it was sketchy. I seriously thought she was gonna clam up and just like shut down and just
Oh,
like, but like I could see her. She's like, I'm a nurse." He's like, "Really? What's the craziest thing you've seen in the ER?" And she's like, "Nothing." And he was like, "Nothing." So he lays into her for that.
oh God.
And like I can see her like start to shake and her and she wanted so it was hilarious, dude. I was dying seeing my wife in that position. Obviously it's you don't want that for her, but at the same time, like it's probably good for everyone to get put on the spot like that every once in a while.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and you know, there's those people at comedy clubs who are just dying to get called on or talked to,
Right.
you know, and those people are the fucking worst.
Dude, the worst. That's like a great test of like your character is like, are you yelling out at a comedy show?
Oh,
You know what I mean? It's so painful to listen to someone continue to do it. Just shut up.
yeah,
How could you possibly think this has anything to do with you, you fucking maniac?
right. Yeah, how could you possibly think that you're a more entertaining person than the person who literally is being paid to be here tonight, you
That
know?
you paid to see.
Right. Yeah, yeah. It's a funny thing. So yeah, man, well that's awesome, dude. You know, it's just yeah, dude, it's 12:20 out here in Maryland. Uh Exciting stuff. Super, super exciting stuff. You know, very, very exciting.
Eh,
Yeah. Yeah.
so what else is going on?
Dude, not much, you know.
What'd you do this weekend?
This weekend, dude, not much at all. So, you know, as you know, the weekend before I was in Virginia, was golfing all weekend up in the mountains, and you know, it was a lot. It was a lot. It was 3 days of golf, hanging out with 11 other guys, and it was a lot. So this past weekend, I just did nothing. I played Cyberpunk 2077 all weekend. You know,
Oh, so boring.
I probably played 15 hours of video games altogether.
Woof.
And yeah, by the time Sunday night came around, I was just like, what am I doing with my life? This game sucks. Like, what am I doing? And yeah, and then by that time it was too late. The weekend was over. You know, I had to get ready for work yesterday. So yeah, I really didn't do much at all. I probably saw sunlight for a combined 30 minutes. So definitely not happy about that. But next, you know, this weekend coming up, I'll try to be better. So, you know, that's all I can do. I just
Yeah, dude, you're a pilgrim of hope. You should be on this coin.
Yeah, well, you know, maybe we'll get coins made, fake gold coins made with my face on one side and Pilgrim of Hope on the other side. You know, we'll sell
And
them
you
for
can
four
say,
dollars.
don't binge video games.
Yeah, there's a better way. Yeah.
Yeah, no one ever looked up from a video game binge and said, I'm the best. I am the best. I love myself.
Yeah. That was super satisfying, super rewarding.
Yo, and like whoever thought that video games would be like the first version of the metaverse? Like no one thought that like Pong or whatever, Super Mario, like, oh, I'm in this world, it's fun. You stomp on mushrooms or whatever, whatever. And then it's like extrapolated all the way down to like a Grand Theft Auto 6,
Mhm.
where you hear people saying like, oh, you're gonna be able to make money in this game. There's gonna be so many transactions on this game. And it's like, why wouldn't there be? If the people can interact there, why wouldn't there be?
Yeah, I mean, it's come a long way. I think back when Super Mario was a game, I don't think people really understood, right? They didn't know the full possibility of it all. And it used to be that people would be like, "Oh, I'm playing this game or I'm this Italian plumber and I'm chasing this turtle." And yeah, it's very quickly turned into, I'm a fucking soldier, you know, where you're not playing this character, but people become these characters. It's gnarly, man. It's gnarly. And
Yeah. And it's like a total release from reality, which is like, I don't know, maybe our biggest problem, mine, is just like I've got these set of problems and I mean, historically, drinking alcohol to escape that set of problems. And then it's like it manifest playing on your phone or I've been binging Harry Potter, the books,
the
like
book,
anything to just feel out of the story that I'm in right now, which isn't even bad. I don't even know, like things could be good and I'll still like try to break out of the story that is my life. It's like, what is that about? Things could be great and you'll still binge 15 hours of Cyber Skunk 77.
yeah, I don't know, dude. It's way too much psychology for me to understand, but
Yeah, but also like there's enough where you're not getting drunk anymore. So why wouldn't Cyberskunk take examination?
well, because after like a Saturday and Sunday of playing this mediocre video game and realizing that the weekend is just about over, and then realizing what did I do?
Nah.
Like I could have read a book.
Just like feeling like you got something done. Benny does that. He'll come up to me and be like, "Yo, I got a gajillion rupees in Zelda." And it's like I can see he's like, "Yo, I did it."
Yeah.
Like I am checking off my goals in life. And it's like, dude, this whole thing is designed to make you feel like you got something done.
Yeah, my sister told me that once she like had this slot machine game on her phone, and one of her friends was like, "Yo, you need to delete this game. It's not good for you." And my sister was like, "But I made $1 million." And keep in mind, my sister's 31 years old, and she was like, "No, but I made $1 million. I can't delete it." And she was telling me this, and I was like, "Yo, it's not real money. Like, delete the game.
Yeah,
You're spending 5 hours a day playing this. Get rid of it, you know?"
so odd.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're right. It's designed, the powers that be have designed it that way because they
If you
don't want
can't make a
to.
million bucks in the real world, you make a million fake bucks that are
Yeah.
worth nothing, and you get a slice of that result
Yeah, and here's their thinking, I'm sure, is that if you're busy playing slot machine on your phone, you're not out on the street
making
drinking
money.
40s, no, drinking 40s of malt liquor, shitting in your
Dude,
pants and
that's
harassing
the next
kids.
step. If you're hitting the slot machine, you're on your way to living on Rockefeller Center corner, drinking
Dude,
Steel Bull
have
from
I
a
been wearing my
glass.
glasses this whole time?
All
Dude,
right, we got less than a minute left.
I don't even need those.
Good first app.
Oh, dude, it's been great. Yeah, I think we did all right. We hung in there for a full 40 minutes.
All right,
So,
I'll see you next week.
all right, see ya.